one thing I want to really help you understand is we can create any triangle on our drawing. We can decide where we want to point. I could put a dot right here, and we could make that a bearing point if we wanted to. And I can perfectly duplicate that on my drawing. There's no point of me doing that, but maybe in some cases it might be a way to get a vantage point so that you can measure down to something else. But that, as long as you have it on your reference, you can make sure you have that exact same one and now use that as a pivot point to catch something else. But I can come along here anywhere I want on the outer perimeter of anything, all the way along the face. I can make as many of them or as few of them as I want. These are those bearing dots that we're going to be able to establish because we're going to intersect it with two lines. And so let's go ahead and just see what would happen if we're going to find the top. Well, let's come out here. Let's go out here. Yes, you're not going to be able to see it very well. That's the only problem here. I got dark hair. Let me go ahead and put a white dot there and hope maybe that shows up a little bit. I'll get the horsing around here and waste my time. No, it doesn't show up too much. But anyway, okay. So now let's go ahead and duplicate that on that horizontal line so that we can get out a little wider. So I'm going to put it on my main pivot point that I've chosen. The most consistent is the one you started with. You can use these other ones if you're very careful that nothing shifted and you kept it lined up as you're moving this around to line it up with the paper. And again, I remind you that you must keep your paper in direct parallel to the drawing paper. You must keep your paper parallel to the reference or vice versa. And so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And because, again, I put a backing on here, I just mounted it on some of my drawing paper so that this is actually a little higher than the surface of my drawing paper. So now I can freely do this. I can go ahead and do this without interrupting my hold on those 2 points. And let's come out there and line this up. Oh, I have to remember to do this. I need it long enough so I'm going to be able to reach when I finally get there. So let's go ahead and put this up here, and let's go down to what we're going to line it up with, and that's our pivot point. See, I'm in too close. So I'm going to come back down to my original pivot point that I think I can really count on. Making sure, again, this is parallel. These are still on those 2 points. And now I'm going to come from there, and I'm going to come out to where it is on the hair. So now I know this is that same point. This is this point. And I could put it out here if I wanted to. It's just the farther out it gets, it's going to, maybe be hard to remember all those things. And I'm not going to go ahead and put a line on here, and I probably shouldn't here, except I just wanted to show you. I'm going to also start identifying some of these. I'm just going to, it may change, the angle may change, and try to keep this in the same orientation so that you can capture that angle just a little bit, just to remind you what we're drawing. So let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So you can see I just kind of made a mark so that I can try to find that point. I'm going to now find the side of the face. So I'm going to go to my bearing point that I can count on. I'm going to go up to that point where the side of the face intersects that line. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to line that up. And here we go again with, I'm going to have to zoom out. Okay, it seems to be in the right place, but that's too bad. Maybe I just need to be over here. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, Jeremy's just saying it's getting a little bright in some places, and it's very difficult to see the... I think, let's see, to get that one, I've got to find an appropriate place. Otherwise, I'm way up here to intersect that line. So you have to find the place that's going to best allow you to line it up with that pivot bearing point that I've made on the chin. I hope you can see this. It's hard for me to watch 6 things at once. And maybe I get out just a little bit more here. And so I'm going to the side of the face down to that pivot bearing point on the chin that I've counted on and I established before. And I'm going to slide this over until this, when it's parallel with the drawing, meets that chin mark on my drawing. Okay, so there is the side of the face. So now, let me just go ahead and show you what I'm going to do. I'm not going to draw the triangle up there this time. I'm just going to go ahead and try and mimic that angle. Now, if this isn't straight up and down, I don't want to suggest that I have it straight up and down. I'm going to try and capture just a little bit of a tilt to the right. I think that's really the way it is. And so now that's the side of my face. It'll be fun to see this start and develop here.